Peace to everybody watching. Shalom, shalom. First off, before anything, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shah. All praise, honor, and glorification go unto Him. And second, I'd like to give a strong shalom. Peace unto everybody watching. Right? Peace to all my brothers and sisters out there doing the will of the Father. And I'd like to start off with this precept in my videos. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse number 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister and mother. Right? So strong shalom to everybody out there doing the will of the Father. Right? Peace unto you. Today's lesson, I don't even know what I'm going to title the video. Hey, this is an exhortation. This is an exhortation to you guys to be followers, to be ministers, right? The homework for this video is to look up the definition of a steward. You understand? Look at the definition of a steward. Look up, and analyze yourself and see whether you serving the Most High. Because if you think about it, if you're not serving the Most High, right? If you're not engaging in that spirit, like I just brought out in the last video, you're not examining yourself to see whether you fighting these demons, right? If you're not serving the Most High, who are you serving? It's either you serve the Most High or you serving the adversary. There's no in between. Straight like that. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1. Let no man account of us as the ministries of a Hamashiach, which is the Hebrew word for Christ, and stewards of the ministries of God. Moreover, it is required in stewards. This is our duty. Our duty is to be a steward, like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Right? Let us hear the whole conclusion of the matter. Let us fear God and keep His commandments. You understand? We need to be stewards, serving the Most High and keeping those commandments like He ordained us to do. Right? Increasing that faith in the Most High. That's the whole duty of man. All you got to do is keep these commandments and fight these demons on a daily basis. You understand? I'm going to read it again. 1 Corinthians 4 and 2. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Right? You need to be faithful unto the Most High. Faithful in serving Him and none other. Right? If you need to be faithful in doing, what He said. Faithful in following His ways. Like it says in Colossians 2 and 8. Be not deceived by the, roughly paraphrased, be not deceived by the rudiments of men. If it's not after Christ, it's done away with, right? Verse 3, but with me it is a very small thing that I should be judged of you. Of man's judgment, I should judge not my own self, right? Let's go to the book of Acts, the 14th chapter, and the 22nd verse. And it reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, right? So this is what I'm doing, right? I'm exhorting you guys to continue in the faith. I'm exhorting you to examine yourself. I'm exhorting you, and I'm gonna give you a taste of really what I'm exhorting you for, why I'm doing this video. You know what I'm saying? And actually, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat meaning Sabbath. Happy Sabbath to everybody watching. This was officially recorded on a Sabbath. What's this? February 6th, I believe, 10:37 a.m. Right? Happy Sabbath day to everybody watching. Kind of threw me off. Anywho, I'm going to read it again. Acts 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Right? This is what I'm doing. I'm exhorting you to continue in the faith. Like, this is the question of the video. If you're not, if you don't find yourself battling demons, if you're not continuing that faith, and if you watch the last video, you should have a clear understanding of what that faith is. If you're not battling these demons on a daily basis, you're not staying in that faith. You understand? And this video is mainly for the 2/3 if you got ears to hear. Reading on. And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Key word, much tribulation. There's no way you think you can you can live your lifestyle how you live it now with no tribulation, no battling, no demons, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you're gonna get to the kingdom of God. Like the Lord said, it has to be through much tribulation. You understand? Let's get my favorite book. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. That fiery trial is the devil. It's the adversary. He's seeking whom he may devour, roaring as a roaring lion. You understand? You need to be fighting that. Let me read it again. 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. Right? So once you examine yourself in this faith, and once you come to realize that everything that you see is not everything that is, right? It's not everything that it is forever. And you come into this truth, you can't think it's strange when you walk outside the door and you see sin, you see death, right? Because if you understand Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. You can't think it's strange when you everywhere you turn around, whether you on social media, you didn't scroll 3 times and you didn't see nothing but folly. You see somebody going the hell off. You understand? You understand? As though some strange thing happened to you. You understand? There's no way you should be thinking a strange thing happened to you, right? Because you gotta think, even as soon as you wake up, because the Lord said in Proverbs, the 24th chapter, in the 9th verse, I'm gonna read it. No way you should count it strange. Proverbs 24:9. The thought of foolishness is a sin, and the scorner is an abomination unto men. Right? So once you examine yourself and you come into this truth, once you examine yourself, whether you in the faith or not, 2 Corinthians 13:5, you should be seeing that even the thought of foolishness is sin, right? And if you're not examining yourself in that faith, right, how are you gonna discern when you having those thoughts of foolishness? You understand? And it happens more often than you think. That's why you need to examine yourself. That's why it said in Acts 14:22, I'm exhorting you to stay in the faith, to purge out those evil thoughts, because it's a sin, and the wages of sin is death, like I just said in Romans 6:23. You understand? Let's go back to 1 Peter. It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, and verse 13. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers in Hamashiach's suffering. Didn't the Lord say, if the world hated me, it's going to hate you? Didn't the Lord say, but rejoice because I overcame the world? Right? If the world literally hated Yahushua Hamashiach, what makes you think the main religion following Yahushua, who the world will call Jesus, what makes you think world religion will be accepted? Like, if the world hated him back then, what makes you think that they're not going to hate him back? What makes you think they're not going to hate him right now if he were to be here? What makes you think that the world is not going to hate his actual servants? You understand? I hope you understand what I'm getting at. But with roughly prayer, like I'm saying, I'm basically saying in Ecclesiastes 3:15, the Most High requires which has passed. So if they hated Yahushua hundreds of years ago, well, thousands of years ago, what do you think is going to happen now? Verse 13, I'm going to read it again. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers in Hamashiach's sufferings. Right, so the same way Yahushua suffered, we're going to have to suffer. The same way Yahushua got persecuted, lied on, right? We're going to have to go through that too. That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Right, you should be glad with exceeding joy once you realize that you're getting you're getting persecuted. You're going through it. Hey, I'll be going through it. This week was a rough week for me, but hey, I'm here making this video. Hey, you know why? Let's get that. I'm gonna show you why. Because I know the Lord told me this. If you believe in the Lord, there's no way you think. If he promised you something, there's no way. If you believe in the Lord and he promised you something, there's no way you think he's gonna flop. No way you think he's gonna stand you up. You understand? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. You understand? The Most High said you're blessed if you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. You got to examine yourself and see whether you're getting persecuted for righteousness' sake. If you go to jail for, you get jammed up with an ounce, and you got a Glock 45 with a laser, an extended clip. That's not getting persecuted for righteousness' sake. Getting persecuted for righteousness' sake is battling these demons, having to mourn, right? Mourning for 3 weeks, like Daniel did in Daniel the 10th chapter in the 2nd verse. Daniel mourned for 3 whole weeks. You understand? That's suffering for righteousness' sake, right? And when you read on down in that chapter, what the Lord said, suffer not, Daniel, right? You have set your heart aright. Roughly paraphrase. You can read that on your own. It's Daniel the 10th chapter, 2 on down. Let's go back to 1 Peter. This is an exhortation for you to stand in faith. Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye. Right, that's something I go through when I'm at work, when I'm walking by anywhere. Right? People, when you look at somebody, you can tell they're keeping the commandments. You might see a Bible falling out his pocket. You know what I mean? You kind of strapped up. Got them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They everywhere. They can't help but to ask you. Throughout this whole week, I got asked at least 3 times while I'm at work, what church you go to? Is that a Bible hanging out your pocket? What version is that? I lied to you not. I got asked those 3 questions at least 4 times this week. And I've been having my Bible on. But as you more around people, they can't help. They can't help to ask. They can't help to approach you for, right? What it say? Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye. So I'm happy when y'all ask questions. I'm happy when somebody say, oh, is that a Bible in your pocket? Oh, what's those things on the bottom of your garment? You know what I'm saying? I'm happy when I'm approached for Hamashiach's sake. I'm happy, right? You should be fulfilling the scripture, right? 1 Peter 4 and 14, read on. For the spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you, right? That's the sign, right? If people are approaching you for Hamashiach's sake, that's the sign that the spirit of glory of God is resting on you, right? That's a beautiful thing. That's something you should be praying for. You should be praying that the spirit of glory in God is resting upon you. That's a beautiful thing to have, a beautiful thing to pray for. On their part, he is evil spoken, but of you, on your part, he is glorified. Right? On their part, they speak evil of the Most High. You understand? That's self-explanatory. I'm gonna let you break that down on your own. Right now, let me give you a taste. Let me give you a taste of what I'm exhorting you to. What that faith is gonna get you to, right? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? What is the end goal? What did the Most High promise me? Let me tell you. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. I gotta read it like that because, hey, it's a new heavens, a new earth. You understand? And the former shall be no more in my mind. Waking up and having to set your mind on saying the Lord's Prayer. Waking up and having to get straight on your knees because you don't want to go off. You don't want to be that what your mind is on. You gotta wake up and the first thing you should be saying is a prayer. The very first thing. I sleep with a do-rag. I get up, throw that do-rag off, and hey, you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Right? The former things are being on mind. The former things are having to correct yourself every 2 seconds when you're having an evil thought. Right? When you have to examine yourself 25/8 to see whether you be in the faith. You know what I'm saying? Those former things are going away. Those former things are, having a oppressor oppressing you, paying taxes, right? Telling you, hey, you on break. Hey, you need to come off a break. We need you, right? No, these things are gone away, right? Having a steal, having a, what do they call it? Having a scam, right? Thief. All of these things, those things are going to be gone away. This is what your faith is building. That's why I'm telling you to build up your faith, right? This is why you have to be a steward. You have to suffer for Hamashiach's sake and be happy when you suffer. Why? Because you're blessed. That's a sign of you being blessed. You understand? Verse 18. But that's how all these precepts are floating together, right? You have to be a sufferer for Hamashiach's sake. You should be looking up the definition of a steward. That's how you should look at your duty to the Most High. You understand? You should be a steward to the Most High, serving Him. And once you learn how to be a servant, once you fulfill that scripture, right? You have to suffer happily for righteous sake. Because once you come into this truth, you're gonna realize that there's a lot of suffering that you have to do. The same way Yahweh Shah suffered. Like I said, the Most High requires which has passed. Verse 18. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. Right? That her is Jerusalem. And who is Jerusalem's people? It's the Israelites. It's Mount Zion. It's only been promised to the Israelites. You understand? I'm going to read it again. Verse 18. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. So it's going to be joy in that day when we get the kingdom of heaven, aparatazai, meaning the Most High willing, right? It's going to be a joy in that day. This is what you should be looking for, you understand? Verse 19, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. It's going to be joy in that day. There's no more going to be sorrow. There's no more going to be sorrowful spirits on us for going off, right? Having to continue endure that chastisement, endure that affliction. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her. No more the voice of crying. No more crying because baby JoJo got shot last week on an accident. No more crying because somebody done stole your damn AirPods. There's thieves everywhere. No more crying because you done accidentally ate pork, and it was kind of hid from you. You actually genuinely did it on an accident. I mean, I don't really say you can do that on an accident, but hey, there's gonna be no more crying for you, going off or doing whatever. And that day they will be rejoicing. That's the point. You understand? That's the point. And that day they will be rejoicing. A new heavens and a new earth. Right? No more what they call it? Crop spraying. When they crop spray in the clouds. With the damn chemicals. Got birds flying up the sky. Chemtrails. No more chemtrails in the kingdom of heaven. That's not going down, man. Right? No more defiling food. No more GMOs. No more is not enough food on the earth, so we got to give y'all fake seeds. There's no more of that. No more doomsday seed vaults. There's no more of that, man. No more getting shot down. No more having to get pulled over by the police. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Have to you gotta do what you gotta do. There's no more of that in that day, man. This is what you should be setting your eyes on. That new heaven and that new earth. Let's get the book of Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Right. So when all this wickedness and this death go away, and we Most High willing get that kingdom, that's when we're gonna be able to rejoice. These things are gonna be passed away. I can't wait for that day. That's what you should be setting your eyes on. You should not be this land. Let's get that real quick. This should not be your rest. You should not be looking at You should not at all be looking at America your place of rest. If your mindset is saying I wouldn't be anywhere rather than America, you're not in the right mindset. You're not examining yourself. Right? You need to watch this exhortation multiple times. Because that's why. The Lord said in Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. This land is 100% polluted. All manner of wickedness, folly, abominations. You know what I'm saying? We at the bottom of the totem pole. However the saying go. This is not our rest. It is polluted. It shall destroy you. This land is gonna destroy you. Right? When as you come up as a kid, before you find the Most High, hey, some of our people, they only know drugs, wicked, evil music, you know what I'm saying, and sports. That's it. It's gonna destroy you. It's gonna lead you to jail. That's a proverb that our people have taken on. It's either streets, sports, jail. Like, come on, brother. Come on. Reading on. Even with a sword destruction. You understand? So this is, if you making this place your rest, hey, it's going to destroy you with a sword destruction when the Lord come back. And you're going to have to make a decision in that day, like it says in Joel 3rd chapter in the 14th verse. Straight like that. Revelation 21 and 2. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Now, see that? Now, this is parabolic talk. It will be a so-called dark saying, right? Now, let's break it down. Revelation 21 and 2. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, right? Her husband, that's Yahweh Shai, right? To prepare for her bride, we are that bride, right? That nation Israel, we are that bride, right? It's prepared for us, right? Like I said, this is what was promised to you. There's no way you think the Most High is going to promise you something written here in the scriptures. You think He's going to flop on you. Come on, brother. Did the Lord not say in Galatians 4 and 26, let us, oh, not Galatians 4 and 26, what's that? Oh, that's 5 and 26, right. Galatians 4 and 26, but Jerusalem, which is above, which is free, which is the mother of us all. Right, are we dwelling in that motherland right now? No, we are in America, you understand? This is not the mother of us all, right? So this is an exhortation, exhorting you people to examine yourself whether you be in the faith, right? Learn how to be a steward for the Most High, right? Learn how to serve the Most High. Learn how to do what you're supposed to do. You understand? You know, and set your eyes on that promise that the Most High got for us, right? The Most High has this kingdom promise for us. So, hey, you need to examine yourself. This is an exhortation to my people to examine yourself. I hope you enjoyed, this breakdown. I hope it just came clear. I hope this was a clear message to you. I hope this, encourage you to, go stronger, go harder, read more, pray more, fast more. 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, right? That your labor not be in vain. So once you learn how to be that steward and you serving the Most High, you got to do these things so your labor not be in vain. You understand? So with that, I'd like to give a strong shalom. I love all of my brothers and sisters that watch this video in truth and sincerity. You understand? Shalom.